Disciples of Christ and Metropolitan Church. Thank you for being here, Reverend. Adult, please stand.
I want to express my gratitude to all of you for your recent support for the GLBT equality ordinance. When we announced that in church, you all got a standing ovation, so thank you. With respect to our diverse city, a city of Jews and Muslims and Christians, of Native American religions, of Sikhs and Jains and Buddhists, a city of humanists and atheists and Wiccans, I offer this prayer on behalf of the Cathedral of Hope, United Church of Christ. God of justice, Goddess of compassion, bless the Dallas City Council in their deliberations today and every day.
Yes.
Keep each member mindful of the diverse constituencies they serve, where their creativity and collaboration inspire all of us to make Dallas a model to others and a sanctuary for all who live and work here and call it home, regardless of race or gender or orientation or citizenship status. Bless these legislators and bless Dallas to be a city of peace and peacemakers, a city of equality and racial reconciliation. We pray in the many names by which we know you, in the name of all that is sacred. Amen.
Amen.
Of
the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We've got a little disjointed meeting today, so I thought I'd just kind of explain to the public the agenda. So when we're moving all over the place, so that no one's surprised. We will have an announcement and one presentation. Then we will take our open microphone speakers. Then we will have a couple of items, and then we will move into item B, or Love Gate lease discussion. We'll open the meeting up and get a brief briefing if necessary. Then we will go into closed session during the executive session we'll entertain legal issues. We'll also be taking one other item during that time as well, since we're already in an executive session. We will come back out of session and finish that item, item B, Love Field Gates. At that point, we will be closing for the morning. If there are any afternoon speakers here and want to stay, I will take afternoon speakers at that time. Give you a chance, because in the afternoon, then we will be going back into executive session about 1 or so, and actually I'll get to the council on your agendas and where you need to be when, but we will be going down to the Texas Horse Park. We'll be touring that, and then we will be having our afternoon meeting at the Audubon Center, where we will start in the afternoon with a couple of other attorney briefings and executive session, open it up to the Horse Park discussion, and then we will end with our open microphone speakers. So I think most of them have been notified that we'll be taking them in the afternoon there, but if someone's here and doesn't want to drive down there, we're going to let you speak at that point. So that's, in short, what we'll do. I'll just make sure, I'll communicate each step along the way how we're going to do it, what we're going to do. With that, first of all, announcement from Ms. Madron.
Thank you, Mayor. I have an event coming up in my district that I think is very important. This month is Asthma Awareness Month, and the Health and Wellness Alliance for Children was established by
Is your microphone on?
Yeah.
Okay. Just pull it
by Children's Medical Center. We represent organizations determined to measurably improve the health and well-being of children in Dallas, and they are having their first asthma screening event at Jubilee Park, which is District 2, this Saturday, May 15th, 2023. Conduct free asthma screenings there. I believe Candace Thompson is here from Jubilee. I don't know if she'll stand up. But I want to thank you and Jubilee Park and everybody there at the center for partnering with the Health and Wellness Alliance for Children. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Madron. We have a presentation, Ms. Gates, and I think Ms. Fairway is going to chime in too. Ms. Gates.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Today, we'd like to recognize those important people that keep our school kids safe, and that's the Dallas County Schools patrol crossing guards. And if they could come forward.
Mr. Larry Duncan and Mr. Duncan and the school crossing guards, it is just 9 o'clock and they are still crossing the children. So they brought all of their supervisors so they can come back to them and give them this prestigious recognition. Mr. Duncan?
Mr. Duncan, you want to come forward? And we'll read this recognition. Thank you. Thank you. I was a school crossing guard in my grade school days. So I enjoyed that role, but really these individuals are the ones that keep our kids safe every single day. So thank you, supervisors, for being here, and please express our appreciation for their work. And I will read the recognition. Whereas Larry Duncan, the president of the Dallas County School Board of Trustees, whereas some of the accomplishments under his leadership are the 3-point seatbelt installation in all the fleet and new buses, and bullying education to address any serious issues with our students. Today, through the Student Safety Program, Dallas County Schools, in partnership with Force Multiplier Solutions, have more than just cameras inside every school bus. They have cameras outside. Stop arm cameras, real-time audio and video, all available at no cost to the school district. And whereas the Student Safety Program is now operating in Dallas County as well as in San Marcos, with the addition of 15 pilot programs to the state of Texas. Whereas ensuring the children's safety, the crossing guards have become a vital part to the city of Dallas and Dallas County. They keep our children safe, optimizing safe crossing for elementary school-aged children en route to and from school. Without the crossing guards, our children would miss the adult supervision to and from school.
Sure.
Now, therefore, I, Jennifer Gates, with Dwayne Fairway, council member for the city of Dallas, and on behalf of our mayor, do hereby extend our special recognition to Larry Duncan, the president of Dallas County School Board Trustees.
Whoopsie.
All right, everybody smile. Put your best face on. Say safety. Safety. All right. Hey, love me. Hey, you know you're going to do this early in the morning, but.
We have 5 registered speakers this morning for the morning session. Carol Bell Walton, Leanna Woodland, Regina Imbergia, Kermit Mitchell, and Sherman Roberts. All of which besides the speaker guidelines. Speakers must observe the same rules of propriety, decorum, and good conduct applicable to members of the City Council. Any speaker making personal, impertinent, profane, or slanderous remarks or overcome moistures during this session of the City Council will be removed for this session. Individuals are not permitted to speak. You'll notice the time on both of the walls. When the time returns to 0, please allow the next individual their turn. You will need to state your name and address for the record, as well as your comments need to be directed to Mayor Rawlings. Your first speaker, Carol Bell Walton.
Good morning, Mayor Rawlings and City Council. I'm speaking on behalf of the Save Boy Scout Hill Facebook group. We're a group of 500 people, and we feel like we very much dodged a bullet on not having Boy Scout Hill developed. We're thrilled about that. We're thrilled that there's not going to be an ice house on Boy Scout Hill. And we want to thank Mr. Willis Winters for his consideration of the opinions of the surrounding neighborhoods. Last year, Winfrey Point was set aside for a parking lot, and we fought that. This year, Boy Scout Hill is set aside for an ice house. We fought that. How do we stop these assaults on the park? I decided maybe we should go into history and look. Did we have a Teddy Roosevelt? How did White Rock even happen? And I found this book on White Rock Lake, and I found that my perceptions were wrong. White Rock Lake hadn't been a big open space forever. Actually, leases were prolific. Every prominent member of Dallas had a piece of White Rock Lake. They had the shoreline cramped with fishing cabins. And a quote from this book is that many citizens felt like these private camps and clubhouses limited their access to the lake. So the Park and Recreation Board ruled that all private clubhouses and camps be removed by October 1942. So since 1942, we have not had encroachment on White Rock Lake Park. So who had the leases? The rich people. Who didn't have access? The poor people. Last year we tried to cede the Winfrey Point to the Arboretum for parking, and I'm thinking that's the rich people. We gave Highland Park crew or the Dallas United crew an entire cove. The rich people. Mr. Bergens and Koff are trying to put in an ice house. The rich people. I'm seeing a pattern here, so I'd like us to go back to the enlightened age of 1942. If the rich can't carve up the park will be left for everyone, for all the citizens of Dallas. And the next thing I'd like to talk about, even though you don't look like you're paying attention, is I would like to talk about using organic maintenance at the parks. We're a big city. Challenge yourselves, challenge the Parks Department to go natural by 2016. The pouring of blue poison on our parks is just, it's a travesty. You would not believe how much blue poison the Parks Department put down right before Easter at White Rock Park, where we have 700 families, we have eggs, we have candy, and it's all, every trail had blue poison on it. So please, please consider being an enlightened city. Let's go with organic management. Let's not place rodeo and Roundup on the ground, even if it is blue, to let us know where it is. Be enlightened.
Thank you.
Your next speaker, Leanna Woodland.
Good morning to the Honorable
Okay, I will when I get up
Rawlings,
there.
the Honorable City Council, and any county commissioners that are here this morning. You have a shining jewel in Dallas County. This forgotten jewel is Southwest Dallas County. A prime area for revitalization is along Ledbetter Road, also known as Loop 12, beginning at Cockrell Hill Road, connecting to Mountain Creek Parkway, an area that should be a vital link from the east to the west, all the way from the VA hospital to Mountain Creek Parkway. Just over 35 years ago, my grandmother, Zelda Vineyard Johnston, gave approval for Ledbetter Loop 12 to go through our property, link up with the proposed, at that time, Mountain Creek Parkway. Many other projects and the ebb and flow of the economy, divisive politics has created very few changes, if any, to this magnificent area. The North Texas Council of Governments has planned for a 10-lane thoroughfare for Spur 408. Based on consistent traffic tie-ups each morning and evening on Spur 408, the area is long overdue for a 10-lane thoroughfare. While Illinois Avenue received revitalization dollars to DFW National Cemetery, we are long overdue for a cleanup and extension and additional road improvements to bring us from VA Hospital all the way to Mountain Creek Parkway. We further know that with the cleanup and road built, our landlocked area would also have a cut down on the current crimes that are reported. A large marijuana growth was found on the pasture next to us, and with cleanup of the area and a road extending through the once landlocked area, this will help deter the crime as the area will be opened up. The area between Duncanville Road and bordering Spur 408 and west to Keast Boulevard should be a beautiful master-planned housing development of owner-occupied cottage homes, townhomes, hiking, jogging, biking trail, and along a golf driving range as well. Owner-occupied homes, not more rental units. Apartments keep individuals home to landlords. It is time for us to teach responsible homeownership, meeting the goal of homeownership and the keys to one's new home. A beautiful master plan development with homeownership is not just a want, but it is a real need in Southwest Dallas County. Our farm at the highest elevation is 11.7 miles from the Red Courthouse, 3.6 miles from the Girl Scout camp, 3.4 miles to DFW National Cemetery, and in the highly esteemed Duncanville School District. Today, we now have a multifamily unit sitting at Grady Niblo Road in Spur 408. It needs proper entrance and access. We need the cleanup and the opening of the service roads along Spur 408. Again, we can no longer afford to wait. It is time to do the honest and ethical and work on the cleanup and revitalization and the much-needed housing in Southwest Dallas County. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your next speaker, Regina Imburgia.
Good morning. My name's Regina Imburgia. I'm in the 14th District, and I'm here again to talk about halting fluoride in the water, addition to the water. Until recently, it was widely accepted that it was a ballot vote that it would take to get the fluoride out of the water. Now we know that it's a vote of the council, 9 of the council. On April 23rd, Sheffy Kadane boldly stated that he supports halting fluoride in the water. And he was, Councilman Grigg complimented his leadership on this and offered his support. I know that Ms. Gates made a comment as to the allocation of the funds that may be freed up from not spending the money on the fluoride, and that was in question. So this brought a lot of tidal wave of a lot of articles around the world actually saying that Dallas has halted fluoride in the water. We all know, I know, that that hasn't happened, but it should happen because I gave you all a handout, because on the 25th, I went and talked to the assistant director of the water department, and as you will see, the raw water level of fluoride exceeded in 2 places the amount of maximum that they look for to treat 2 in Dallas, which is 0.7. It was at 0.74. You've got the documents right there. This is from the water department. So I contend, okay, you guys unanimously vote to halt the addition of fluoride to the water, save the money, save the headache, and the people who want fluoride in the water, they already have fluoride in the water. The reason the levels change, and maybe somebody will say, yeah, but some days it's lower and some days it's higher. Well, that's because the lakes are lower. I was told this. That's a distillation process which increases the concentration. So why don't we just say that the pro-fluoride people, like the Dallas Dental Society and others that are going to be trying to bombard you with information about how important it is that we need to have fluoride in the water to protect against tooth decay. We just advise, if the level is low that day, that people boil their water a little bit and increase the concentration. We're not stopping anybody from having fluoride in the water because it's naturally there. And I'm sure there could be calculations as to if it's as low as 4.7, how long to boil it or whatever to raise it up. You all would be heroes, and it would save money. We really commend Chef Cadane for taking this leadership. He's looking out for Dallas. It's a win-win situation. Nobody can really complain about this. There is fluoride in the water, in the raw water. Okay? If they need a higher concentration, boil it. That's what's happening when our lakes are low and why the levels change. So it's win-win. You guys will be heroes. This will be off your back, and it'll be a win. Thank you very much for listening. Okay.
James.
Thank you, Ms. Berger, for being here and the work you have done on fluoride. I'd just like to say that the last time we spoke on this, somehow the news media picked up that we approved this. That is not true. This council has not approved the banning of fluoride.
That's right.
And hopefully we'll get a council briefing on it at some point and possibly make a decision on it. But we have not banned anything today. But I appreciate what you're doing and what you're doing on it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Gates.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too wanted to make that point that it has been erroneously reported that we've removed fluoride from our water. And we are looked upon by other municipalities as a leader. And I believe that we should, and I've asked this of our FAC, that we could actually make it public that has been erroneously reported and that we are providing water. And I also want to point out, it's not a headache that we provide fluoride, but it's a positive. We are able to participate in one of the 10 leading public health initiatives according to the CDC. We are 20 to 40% of cavity fighting is due to the fluoride in water. The scientific proof is there to say that we need to continue to add fluoride to our water. So, we would be doing an extreme service to our kids, especially those that cannot go out and, afford I lived in the city when I was a small child in San Antonio, and I had to go buy vitamins that had fluoride added to them. And I don't want the citizens of Dallas to have to do that. So
Do I get to talk?
I
don't get to. Okay, I didn't know.
I will be fighting hard to keep fluoride in our water. So, and I think we need to make sure that the public understands that we have not removed it. I don't want other municipalities looking towards us and doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gates. Next speaker.
Thank you. Kermit Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell will be followed by Sherman Roberts, who will be the last speaker.
Morning, Kermit Mitchell, 5659 Marblehead Drive, Dallas, Texas. The attachment to what I'm handing out today is a copy of a letter that I received from the attorney that represents Omni Management Corporation in a suit against the Attorney General Greg Abbott and the City of Dallas. The issue is stated that Omni Hotels Management Corporation maintains that their information concerning the management of Omni Dallas Convention Hotel should be exempt from the public disclosure as required by Public Information Act. Well, let's say the release of information that is proprietary to the operation of the Omni Hotel puts the successful operation of the hotel at risk. It's very difficult to manage a hotel or a business in a highly competitive environment when the operational and financial data is fully open to public disclosure. It is extremely critical that a large competitor not be able to get the same information through the Public Information Act. This would yield catastrophic results to the hotel. The bottom line is that the City of Dallas has almost $1.5 billion at risk. The solution to this problem is simple. The City of Dallas signed an exclusive memorandum of understanding with us for the sale of the Omni Dallas Convention Center Hotel. The memorandum of understanding, MOU, would lock up such release of proprietary information as due diligence required for the purchase and block further inquiry into the affairs of the hotel. The same MOU would make moot the current active legal action by Omni Management Corporation against the City of Dallas. This is a simple solution to a complex issue. Further, there's the issue of selling the hotel now rather than later. The hotel at its current pricing strategy only makes enough profit to appraise at $217 million. Even if the hotel were to operate at 88% full capacity, it would not make enough to repay the $480 million that was spent by the Dallas Convention Center Hotel Development Corporation to build a hotel. The City of Dallas, through the Economic Development Agreement between the City of Dallas and the Dallas Convention Center Hotel Development Corporation, is obligated to pay the incremental difference between what the hotel can make and pay and the total amount for its construction and development. Therefore, there is no rational reason or gain to the City of Dallas to delay the sale of the hotel in order to make more payments to the overall total debt. The City of Dallas must pay the same amount if it holds the hotel as it would pay if the hotel were sold. Right now, we have an absolute risk that another competitive hotel could just walk in there and get the operational data. It's obligating, and what I'm before you today is asking that you would move and not wait, and that we need to do this now to protect the hotel. It's not just our interest, to protect the hotel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Kingston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Kermit, I just wanted to correct one thing you said. We owe well in excess of $600 million on this property. It is worth maximum $310 million, according to the hotel consultants I talked to last week. It is currently covering its debt service, but that is largely because it's only paying interest, and principal payments start next year. People who are not frightened of this situation are not paying attention. This is a severe problem. It's got about $70 million in reserves, so we could live off the reserves for a pretty significant period of time. But we need those reserves to ultimately refurbish the hotel at some point if we continue to be owners of this property. The way this thing was financed is shocking, shockingly bad. So, Kermit, if you got $650 million, I'm here to talk. Otherwise, we have a severe problem, and it's going to be a severe problem for a number of years. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
The final speaker registered for the morning is Sherman Roberts. Sherman Roberts, not present. That concludes your speakers, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
I'm going to go
We
now.
move on to your voting agenda.